All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Stream set up real quick. I'll be ready to go. Thing here. All right. I think we should be live. Drop that. Okay. Thing here. All right. Should be good here. Good morning. Welcome to Manhood. It is Sunday. It's March 8th for me. It's probably March 8th for everybody, huh? I don't know. Maybe across the world it's not. Oh, hello. Oh, this is just a daily Bible study. We're going to die. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, I don't have Flame Cleanse Me on here anymore, do I? Oh, goodness. Okay, never mind. I died. Well, welcome. Today's daily Bible study devotion. We get together and I attempt to play Elden Ring while we read through a chapter of the Bible. Today we're going through Luke chapter 17. This is going to be a good one. Oh, man, I'm a long ways away from that. That's okay. We can run. But before we do that, we're going to go through... I almost just fell off a cliff. Where does this go? Oh, I didn't think that would hit. We go through what we're grateful for. So I got to think through that real quick. What I'm thankful for today. If you're here and you want to join, throw something you're thankful for in the chat. We're called to enter his courts with thanksgiving. So that's what I attempt to do every day, is start out my day with gratefulness. We're not going to sweat this. Hold on. Watch out. Watch out. All right. Hey, homie Xander. Welcome. Oh, okay. All right. All right. You know, I'm super grateful. We got to go out to my parents' house last night and hang out with them. And I'm just, like, beyond blessed with the parents that I have, grandparents of my kids. They're incredible people. They love the Lord, and I'm thankful for that. I have a lot to live up to there. So I'm super grateful there. I thought I was going to get really, really sick yesterday. There's like this weird feeling of sickness came on me. And we prayed through it, and it went away within like 40 minutes. So I'm super grateful for that. And let's see what else. I am... It's over here. I'm going to wait to go over there. I got to go get my stuff real quick. I don't want to fight that guy. What's the last thing? Oh, it was a really nice day yesterday. We got to go out and go on a walk and stuff. Hey, I think I needed that. So that was super nice as well. Oh, great. Okay, watch out. I don't know where this goes, but I saw it, so I'm heading up it. So there's my gratefulness. We're going to go into... Oh, no. I didn't know they could do that. Everybody hold on. I might as well just get started, huh? At some point, I got to figure out like a really solid point-by-point structure to go through these every day. But we're in the process of learning. What does this say? Can I just take this and leave? I'm not really a big fan of fighting these guys. Let's see. Probably not. Probably don't do that. All right. Luke chapter 17, starting in verse 1. And he said to his disciples, temptations to sin are sure to come. Okay, I'm in the wrong spot. Oh my goodness, I'm getting trapped. All right. Okay, there we go. Temptations to sin are sure to come, but woe to those through whom they come. So we're going to be tempted to sin. People are going to be tempted to sin. Young people are going to be tempted to sin. But woe to the person who brings about temptation. It would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and he were cast into the sea than he should cause one of these little ones to sin. It's pretty severe. It's very, very severe. What does little ones mean? Let's see here. Oh, stumble. Okay, never mind. Pay attention to yourselves. If your brother sins, rebuke him, and if he repents, forgive him. And if he sins against you 7 times in the day and turns to you 7 times saying, I repent, you must forgive him. So this is slightly different than one of the other Gospels where the guy comes up and asks, how many times must I forgive my brother? And the guy says 7 times, and he says, I tell you, 7 times, 77 times, or 7 times, 70 times, something like that. This is different. Hey, Tex, thanks. Thanks for following. This is a different statement here. The key call out I would make is at this time in their culture, 7 was viewed as a number of completeness. So what he's not saying is count to literally 7, and oh my goodness, that is just horrible. He's not saying count to 7 and then stop forgiving. He's saying, hey, in the number of like total completeness, right? And the same thing as the days of the week, continue to forgive. Okay. All right, we're fine. We're getting out of here. Do I continue on? No. Okay, I'm going to die. We're all right. Everybody hold on. We're running away. So the point there is, hey, just continually forgive. Forgive to a total complete number. There's nothing else, right? And then he says, the apostle said to the Lord, increase our faith. 70 times 7, I believe, is what Jesus... this is Luke 17, so that's over in... I think that might be in Matthew, maybe. Game name is Elden Ring. Hope all is well, friends. Thanks for waking up for another day. Oh, wow. Thank you for the game controller, Mimic. I appreciate it. God bless you. Jesus has your back. I appreciate that. Oh, my fault. I joined the middle of that. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so in Luke 17, it's phrased slightly differently, but it seems like it might be the same point, or at least him making the same point at a different moment. Because he literally says here, if pay attention to yourselves. If your brother sins, rebuke him, and if he repents, forgive him. And if he sins against you 7 times in a day and turns to you 7 times, you must forgive him. But that's a number of total completeness, right? Can I even get back up? Or am I stuck out here? Are these guys worth killing or no? I love spreading the word to others as well, man. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I agree, dude. Totally agree. Okay, the apostle said to the Lord, increase our faith. And the Lord said, if you had faith like a grain of a mustard seed. You could say to this mulberry tree, be uprooted and planted in the sea, and it would listen. Hey, thank you for the hearts as well. Whoa, and the goat. Man, you're just sending all sorts of stuff, dude. I appreciate it. Wow. Thank you so much. It's huge. Anything we get that turns into anything like money at all, we're going to use to actually just better this thing. I really appreciate it. I don't really want to kill that guy. Can I even get out of here, though? Do I need to just, like... I think I need to go here. Or maybe I need to go the other way. We'll see. Sorry. So he says, if any of you has had faith the size of a... That's not where I need to be. We're going to need to go over here. There we go. Had faith the size of a grain of a mustard seed. I think what I want to call out here was something that struck me as I was reading this yesterday and even this morning, was the fact that when we look at our own faith, or when we look at the faith that, oh my goodness. All right. I'm not on today. Nope. Okay, we're good. What struck me is that the size of the faith is not what that it's not the thing that matters, right? Jesus here is saying, hey, if you just have the smallest amount of faith, you could say to this tree, be uprooted, or in some places it says you could say to this mountain to cast yourself into the sea, and it would. And both of those things are true. And I think the point being made here is, hey, the size of your faith is not the thing. It's what your faith is pointed at. What are you believing in? Are you believing in yourself, or are you believing in the creator of the universe, right? Because the point being made here is, it's like, hey, the size of the faith can be small as long as the thing that I'm putting my faith in is massive. There we go. And so it just strikes me that it's like, hey, and they say they're telling him increase their faith, right? They're asking for that to be done, right? Please increase our faith, increase our belief. And he's saying, hey, all you need is the smallest amount of faith, it pointed in the right direction, right? To the creator of the universe, to me. And there is nothing that you won't be able to do, right? There's nothing that you can't do. I think I already came out of here. Oh, I needed to go down to that. Morning, Brian. Welcome. Might be raining, but God woke me up. Sweet, dude. I wish it was raining here. I used to live in Oregon, and man, it rained there a lot. I kind of enjoyed that. Now where I live, it never ever rains. Well, that's all right. All right. Will one of you who has a servant plowing or keeping sheep say to him, when he has come in from the field, come at once and recline at the table? Will he not rather say to him, prepare supper for me, and dress properly, and serve me while I eat and drink, and afterwards you will eat and drink? Does he thank his servant because he did what he was commanded? Okay, so at this time, this was the common theme, right? This is what it would look like to have an actual servant. I'm in them East Coast Ave Mountains. It's that Smoky Mountain rain. Wow, that's cool. I live in the Midwest. What does this do? Is this just a useless rock? Okay, sorry. So at this time, this is very common. Servants work during the day, and then they would come and serve. Oh, good. Okay, I just have to fight a massive dragon. All right, hold on. Nope, shouldn't have done that. Everybody hold on. Oof, careful. Had a drink. But love to always stop by and hear the message. Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. He's going to kick me off a rock. I knew it. That was ridiculous. All right, sorry. Okay, so he's talking about the servant, and then he says, hey, he'll tell him rather to prepare supper for me and dress properly. Does he thank his servant because he did what he was commanded? So you also, when you have done all that you were commanded, say, we are unworthy servants. We have only done what was our duty. It's very interesting to me that this is literally in the same line, under the same quotation of what he was just saying before. Right? So they're saying increase our faith. And then he says, hey, if you have the smallest amount of faith, right? The smallest amount of faith, you could tell any of this, you could tell these mountains to go through them into the sea. So from the sea, you could tell this tree to uproot itself and plant itself in the sea. There is nothing you will not be able to do. And then in the same breath, this very same breath, he says, will any of you who has a servant, though, will he tell him to sit down and recline? Will he tell him to do this? It's almost as if he's using this as an opportunity to explain to them that, like, hey, this power, this faith authority that you have, it's not meant for you to utilize for anything other than my glory, for your humble servitude of me. Right? And because they've all been given power to cast out demons. They've all been given power to go and do these pretty incredible things. And then it's like he's recentering afterward. And he's like, hey, remember, you're an unworthy servant. You've only done what is your duty. Even if that's things in great power with the power of the Spirit, it's like that still is just an element of what God has called you to. And we should humbly go before him and just say, hey, we've just done what is our duty. I don't want to fight this guy anymore. I think I either need to level up this scythe or go back to the boring Bloodhound Fang weapon, because... And he's going to hit me with that. Oh, we're good. We're good. We did it. We're all right. But it's a good reminder for us that it's like, hey, yes, he loves us, but man, we have a calling to go out and live. We have a calling to go out and be his, change the world for him. And at the end of it, like, man, at the end of that, however he uses us, however he utilizes us, is there a hole right here? No, we got it. We're good. At the end of that, it's like, hey, I've just done what was my duty, right? And on the way to Jerusalem, he was passing along between Samaria and Galilee. Oh, look at this. Nice. That's got to be expensive, right? So he's passing between Samaria and Galilee. I think I might have my kid. It's pretty early for them. And he entered a village. So this is a village off, separate from the two main areas, right? We have Galilee, which is a Jewish town, and we have Samaria, which would be a Gentile town. And this is between the two. It seems like it's out separate because of who he interacts with here in this village, because he says he entered a village, and he was met by 10 lepers. 10 lepers, not leopards. They weren't animals. They stood at a distance, right? And they lifted up their voice saying, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. Key thing here, the reason that I believe this is out in the middle of nowhere is because the fact that they're in a village and they're all leprous most likely means that they are... Okay, hold on. Just going to get through this crew here real quick. We should be good to go. Most likely means this was a literal village for people that had leprosy. So you would be separated off from society. This was a seemingly unhealable disease. In fact, I don't even know if they have a cure for it today if you get it. Oh, that was terrible. So what they would do is they'd separate the people, and they would go off and live on their own and just stay separate from everybody else. So they call out to him and they say, Jesus, Master, showing reverence, showing that they believe that he is above them. They yell out, have mercy on us. They've heard of who Jesus is. They know who he is. And when he saw them, he said to them, go and show yourselves to the priest. Stop right here. This was what God had commanded the people in the Old Testament to do when they got leprosy. right? So Jesus is essentially saying, hey, go and fulfill what God has called you to do. Follow in faith. And seemingly what he's saying is you will be made well if you follow what God called you to do. You're supposed to go and show yourself before the priest. If it seems to be going away, they would be free to go and do whatever. If not, they would have to go out in separation again and wait. And then it's like a test of their faith, right? What are they going to do when told to do that? And they go and they attempt to fulfill it, right? Faith the size of a mustard seed. They attempt to follow and listen. And as they went, they were healed. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, turned back, praising God with a loud voice. And he fell on his face at Jesus' feet, giving him thanks. Now he was a Samaritan. So it seems to me like there were lepers being sent from both the Jewish communities as well as the Gentile communities. Okay, she's interrupting me. 1 second. Thank you. So this guy is a Samaritan, right? So the one man who turns and is like gives honor to Jesus, right? He's being sent to the priest as a Samaritan, which would have been not of the Jewish lineage. He turns back and goes and gives thanks. Yeah, Brian, you're right. All we need is faith the size of a mustard seed. It's not the amount of our faith, it's what our faith is placed in. Okay, we got to see what we got here. What's the blasphemous blade do? I don't even think I have 22 strength. That'd be fun to use, though. Oh, maybe I do have 22 strength. I think we get it. What do you think? Is it really? Let's do it then. Oh, we can wear their clothes too. It's pretty sweet. Let's see here. I need more faith to use that one. But faith 21. What do we got here? 22, 34. I can't use either of those. That won't even matter. I need arcane here. Try not to get too dependent on the ash of war. Okay, will do. What is this? Regal Omen Baron. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm not doing those yet. Okay, sorry. So he's on the way to Jerusalem. He's between the two towns. He's in the city of lepers. The one man who turns back is not even a man of Jewish descent. He's one of the Samaritans. And he comes back and falls on his face. And Jesus says to him, "Were not 10 cleansed? Where are the 9? Was no one found to return to give praise to God except this foreigner?" So it seems almost to me like Jesus is saying, hey, the other 9 were of... Oh, everyone's upset because I burned the tree. How do I get a Ghost Glovewort 6? I need to find one of those. Okay, sorry. So seemingly the other 9 were Israelites. And he's like, hey, the only person who came back was a foreigner. This is, again, Luke, throughout the entirety of the book, Luke has been drawing consistent and regular attention to... hold on. I got to find this blade that we just got. I don't have a 7. We're going to have to stop there. That's as far as we can go. Let's try it out. Let me see. What do you need for Rivers of Blood? 20 arcane. Okay. Let's try it out. See how it goes. All right. Totally lost my train of thought. Sorry in advance. Was no one found to return to give praise to God except this foreigner? And he's Luke's focus and attention on Gentiles, right? That's a consistent and repeated thing throughout this entire book. Is he's focused on the inclusion of all of mankind being brought in, whereas there is a more of a focus in other gospels on the people of Israel priming for the preparation of Acts, right? Which is when things turn and then focus on the Gentile people. Luke is focused there from the very beginning, and he's constantly talking about Jesus interacting with those who are outside of the chosen people of God. It's one of the key focuses. Rise and go your way, your faith has made you well. Being asked by the Pharisees when the kingdom of God would come, he answered them. So, seemingly the religious leaders are attempting somber stone miner, but can I buy a 7 with that? I'm sorry, we're going to waste time again. How do I just go straight? Oh, here we go. That's what I need. So, they're seemingly trying to trap him because they're like, hey, when will the kingdom of God come, right? You seem to be the knowledgeable one here. Tell us. And he answers them, the kingdom of God is not coming in ways that can be observed, nor will they say, look, here it is, or there, for behold, the kingdom of God is in the midst of you now. So he's telling them, hey, very clearly, you can't see the kingdom of God. Right? Who's going to be able to tell you? Because you can't see me right now, right? The kingdom of God will not look as what you expect, because take a look at where we are. We're here. It's in the midst of us. I'm here. The kingdom of God has arrived, and yet you can't see it. Which size did I need? I forget. Hold on. Where are the stones? Nope. Oh, here we go. I have a 6, 8, 9. So I need the 7. There we go. Look at that. Oh, wait. Can I get a Ghost Glovewort 6 from these people? That's Grave Glovewort. Nope. Not there yet. The most unique live I've ever seen. Wow, thank you. Well, actually, I can't tell if that's a compliment or not, but I appreciate it. So essentially he's telling him you're totally missing it. And he said to his disciples, the days are coming when you will desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you will not see it. And they will say to you, look there, or look here. Do not go out or follow them. And then he says this, for as the lightning flashes and lights up the sky from one side to the other, so the Son of Man will be in his day. So if we hear anyone coming forward being like, hey, he's here, he's come, he's arrived, I'm just going all the way with this thing, except for the somber. Not doing that. Hey, good morning, Erich von Erich. Thanks, Joe Grizzly. I appreciate it. You got a sweet name yourself. One of the most unique names I've ever seen. That was a joke. Sorry. That was just like flattery. I've been told flattery's a sin, so I'm supposed to tell you that wasn't serious. But I do like your name. All right. So he says to them, when someone tells you, look here, look there, right, don't go out or follow them. For as lightning flashes, lights up the sky from one side to the other, so will the Son of Man be on his day. But first, he must suffer many things and be rejected by this generation. He's telling them, he's warning them right now. You should go to sleep, Parker. Actually, you should finish listening to the Word of God, and then you should go to sleep. I got a very broken night's sleep. We have a newborn child, but I did sleep, so I'm just waking up. This weapon better be sweet. All right. But he must first of many things. So he's preemptively warning them. He's like, hey, this is not going to look like what you even now expect it to look like. Can't fit in there. So he can tell already they have a miscontrived understanding of what is going to happen in his ascension, right? Oh, it's a pretty good weapon. Does a lot of damage, unless those guys are super weak and I just don't know it. And so he's saying, hey, I'm going to go and suffer. This is nice. I'll just sit in this corner real quick. Watch this. Oh, whoops. No, watch this. No, watch this. Hold on. Nope. Hold on. I got to show you guys something. They actually have further reach than I expect. Nope. Hold on. Okay. Wait, I had to show you something real quick. I'll go back down there. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. First try. So he's warning them, hey, I'm going to suffer many things, be rejected by this generation, right? So he's making a point here that his kingdom is going to go past the generation that exists now. It's going to look different than they expect. He's not going to be coming into power in a way that some sort of military might. Bear in mind, at this time, I've been reading quite a bit about just like the history, Jewish history, as well as Roman history. And at this time, there were quite a few quote-unquote messianic figures showing up, and all of them were doing very similar things where they were coming for like a military freedom of the people of Israel. So it would have looked like, hey, we've just seen the wrong one, right? We've just, like, this wasn't the actual Messiah, but the real one, when he comes, he's going to come in power and glory in an earthly kingdom. Oh, nope, swung too early. Hold on. First try. Nope. All right. Drink. Hold on. Okay, we're good. So a lot of them were expecting something very different than what Jesus was bringing. Jesus is bringing a spiritual kingdom, right? Something that brings in the entire... Oh, okay, good stuff. Brings in the entirety of... Hold on. The entirety of humanity, a kingdom that is not seen on this earth. Well, is seen on this earth, but it is spiritual in nature. Hold on. Dude, these guys shooting at me can't handle it. We're not killing them all again. We're going to grab our stuff and run. All right. Just as it was on the days of Noah, so it will be in the days of the Son of Man. This is like a terrifying concept to me, what he's saying here. Because he's first telling them, hey, it's not going to look like what you expect it to be. But when I come in power, it will be like Noah, like a flood that deluged the earth and destroy the majority of people. That's very interesting. Oh, my goodness. I got stuck catching my feet. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. What's this? Golden arrow. Roll it. What's down here? Hey, look at that. Okay. So, just like in the days of Noah, so it will be in the days of the Son of Man. They were eating and they were drinking and marrying and being given in marriage until the day Noah entered the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. Likewise, just as it was in the days of Lot, they were eating and drinking, buying and selling, planting and building. But on the day when Lot went out from Sodom, fire and sulfur rained down from heaven and destroyed them all. So will it be on the day when the Son of Man is revealed. On that day, let the one who is on the housetop with his goods in the house not come down and take them away. And likewise, let one who is in the field not turn back. So I've been reading a ton about the... Oh, my goodness. He was quick. Nope, too early. Nope, too early. Nope, too late. All right, we're good. Nope. The timing of the swings is just crazy to me. All right, we'll lock it in. It'll be all right. So I've been reading a ton about like the just ancient history during the time. And there's actually a case to be made that what he's talking about is the destruction of Jerusalem in the temple in 70 AD. There is a lot of historical evidence, even outside of just the Bible doesn't actually talk about the destruction of the temple in 70 AD, so it would have to be outside of the Bible. But a ton of the both Jewish and Roman historical information of the day talks about a ton of stuff that seemingly fulfills a lot of what's happening here. And it comports with what he's talking about like this element of judgment coming, of him being revealed, of the new age turning. And so there's a case made for that. There's a case made that it is still future. I lean toward I lean toward the him coming in power in 70 AD. And that's when Jerusalem is destroyed, the temple is destroyed, and so he's warning them in advance, hey, on that day, right? He's telling people that would still be alive during this time, let the one who is on the housetop with his goods in his house not come down and take them away. And likewise, let the one who is in the field not turn back. Remember Lot's wife. Don't turn back, don't look back when you see these signs. Get out and flee to the hills. This is something you can flee from. I already knew he was there, and I still struggle. Oh, I forget that you have to hit him again. But he's definitely giving a warning that, hey, the kingdom is going to come. It's going to look different than what you expect. And for those who reject this free gift, right, rejecting the free gift of the love of Christ, this is going to be a terrible, terrible day. Sodom and Gomorrah, the entire city is burned down to the ground. Noah, everything is deluged in a flood. This is terrifying stuff. And he says, hey, don't go back to get your stuff. Get out. Whoever seeks to preserve his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life will keep it. All right. So he who seeks to preserve his life is going to lose it. He who loses his life is going to keep it. Right? In the context of what he's talking about here, he's just said, if you're on the housetop and your stuff is inside, don't go back and get it. If you're in the field and your stuff is inside, don't go back and get it. Remember Lot's wife, the very next word. So Lot's wife is leaving, right, in the Old Testament, and she looks back. Oh, I haven't actually played Black Myth. I just saw, Brian, your message. I started playing it, and I didn't get too far. I need to go back to it at some point. Hold on. All right, we're good. Okay, so remember Lot's wife. Remember, she looked back. She wanted to look back to her home. She wanted to look back to her life, right? And then he says, whoever seeks to preserve his life, whoever seeks to preserve it will lose it. Whoever loses his life will keep it. I tell you, in that life, in that night, there will be two in one bed. One will be taken, the other left. Right? And there will be two women grinding together. One will be taken, the other left. And then in some manuscripts it says two in the field, one will be taken, one will be left. So one of the things I wanted to call out here is I think a lot of people view this as some sort of like divine, like left behind style thing, right? Where it's like, hey, one's going to be taken, like spiritually, like swept up. It seems like in the context of what he's talking about here, he's like, hey, those of you who believe are going to have to leave other people behind, right? There are going to be people that believe, that understand, that see the signs, and that get out. And there are other people that their life is going to be taken because they're attempting to preserve it. They're attempting to stay here in the town. They don't believe the signs that are happening. I could be wrong about this. I'm happy to be corrected. But it seems in the context of exactly what he's saying, he's like, hey, it's going to be just like Lot with Sodom and Gomorrah. It's going to be just like Noah, right? In the time of Noah. So this stuff comes out of the blue. It comes out of nowhere. But the signs are going to be true. The signs are going to be real. So it will be on the day when the Son of Man comes. On that day, if you see the signs of his coming, let the ones who are on the housetop do not go back inside. Get out of the city, right? This is where I'm getting this concept of he's alluding to the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple in 70 AD. It's because he's like, hey, there is a way to escape this. Right? And those who listen, remember Lot's wife. Don't look back. Don't get your stuff. Don't do anything else. Get out of the city. Because when I come, it's going to be the end of this age of Israel. No, I'm welcome to be corrected there. But that's from what I've been reading. I've been reading Josephus recently. I've got a ton to talk about on this. I've got to put together probably a 10-hour video on Revelation of what I've been learning based on like just the historical documentation of the day. Oh, no. Here, watch this. Hold on. Every time. First try. But that's going to take a long time for me to put together. Okay. I got trapped in his little wind circle. That was frustrating. That was very frustrating. All right, what do we learn from this? What's the takeaway? What's the life application. One, forgiveness should be ongoing, right? In the same way that Jesus forgave us, and this is what really, really strikes me and stands out to me. Jesus has forgiven me beyond any capacity of anything that I could ever repay by forgiving other people. He has gone so far beyond any amount of whoops, I clicked the wrong button. Oh, look at that. I could have... Okay, well, that just wasted like 40,000 runes or something like that. He's gone so far beyond anything that anyone could possibly sin against me with what I've sinned against him with, if that makes sense. And so this concept that we should forgive to a level of completion that is beyond complete, right? It's 7 times, it's 7 times, 70 times, it's 7 times a day, however you want to make it. But the concept being there that it is total completeness. The point he's making is, excuse me, almost died just now. In the same way you've been forgiven, you should forgive others, which is absolutely and completely without end, right? It is the most important thing that we can do. Okay, well, I can't grab that. Oh, they didn't have anything. I forgot. These guys have good reach. Here we go. We need to go up there still. That's all right. We'll go there in a minute. I think we're heading toward... the twins that are going to really not be fun to fight. Oh, okay, I'm good. We're supposed to drop down here. We almost messed it up with the first one. All right, the second thing. Oh, he's quit doing it. Faith does not need to be large to be effective, right? We talked about this at the beginning. I don't know if everybody was here for that. But the concept that the faith is not about your level of what's going on. It's about what you're putting it in, right? What is your faith in? Is your faith in yourself? Is your faith in what's going on? Are you truly believing that God, that Jesus is going to tend to you and take care of you? Because even if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, it does massive work because of who the object of your faith is, not because of how big your faith itself is. Right? So my faith does not need to be large to be effective. Even a small amount of faith in God bears significant results. And remembering that it's like, hey, like I echo this point. I think it's I can't remember who it is. It's one of the people that comes to Jesus for the healing of his child. He's like, hey, I believe, Lord, help me in my unbelief. And then he listens. The third thing is like humility is essential for discipleship. When Jesus talks about the servant who's like, hey, in the same way that the servant comes in after he does the work all day, he just goes and immediately, oh, hold on. What? I feel like that should have worked. I'm stuck in a corner and I can't move. Okay. All right. Well, that's frustrating. Okay, sorry. So humility, the concept that like, hey, we're just humble servants, right? When we've done everything that's required of us and we've done everything that God has set before us, what we should be doing is just looking to him and say, hey, all I've done was my duty, right? You've already done so much for me. What Christ has done for us goes beyond anything that I could do to repay. And so this aspect of humility and the importance of bringing that into our daily life, of not looking as though God owes us anything, but he's already given us so far beyond anything that we could ever ask or imagine, that now anything we do in response, oh my goodness, that was terrible. Anything we do in response to that is just, it's just duty, right? It's nothing we're ever going to pay back. And I think the other thing that stands out to me is the concept of like God valuing gratitude greatly. You look at the Samaritan leper who comes back after he's been healed, and he's like, hey, where is everybody else? right? We should be approaching and remembering. Oftentimes we can go in like we'll be so prayerful about a specific situation, praying that God does something in our life. And then once that's answered, it's like, oh, the need has disappeared. So we just forget, we've moved on. It's like, okay, well, I no longer have that need. And oftentimes we can even forget to be grateful, right? To stop and drop everything and thank God for the abundance that he's given. Okay, look at this. I should have gone here. Boom. Now we'll be safe. Yeah, we'll be safe. Oh, and final thing. The last piece of application in my mind is the fact that we need to be living with an eternal awareness. We need to be living ready for what God has, right? For what he's doing. Can I get up there? No. And I'm going to die. Yep, I died. We need to be living with an eternal awareness, ready for whatever he's bringing, right? Ready for his return. Should he return? Are we ready if he showed up here tomorrow to look boldly in his face and say, like, praise be to God, right? My faith is in Jesus, right? Look to him for whatever perfection that you need for me to enter, because he said that I can come. And are we faithfully working as servants and just being like, hey, I'm just a humble servant. I'm just doing my duty, what I've been told. Because those things are going to be what's actually important. So with that, that's been Luke chapter 17. We've got about 12 minutes here. Oh, nice. Watch this. Oh, no, he can see me. Early. There we go. We got it. If you have any burning questions, you're welcome to ask them. I'm a totally untrained, unqualified person, so probably not the person to get your information from, but I'm here. Hey, we did it. All right. I think this is toward the... I actually enjoy fighting these guys. What is this? Oh, whoops, wrong button. Okay. They are very powerful, though. Can you level up armor in this game? I just realized I haven't thought about that. Is that a thing? I know there's a thing in Dark Souls 3. Or is it just like the armor is what it is and you leave it as is? You know what I'm going to do is try this thing. Okay, I'm rolling too early. I don't think that was legitimate. That wasn't right. Okay, tomorrow morning we're going through Luke chapter 18. Let's see here. Hey, thank you for following. I'm just going to call you Wall because I don't know how to say the rest of that. But welcome. Glad you're here. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Luke chapter 18. That'll be tomorrow. Nice try. It's not going to work. Watch this. Nope, missed it. Hold on, try again. There we go. First try, every time. Every time. That seemed like a ripoff. Nope, that's terrible. All right, we're moving past this guy. We're doing something else. We got 10 minutes left. 10 minutes. What do you guys think? What stood out to you with Luke chapter 17? Anybody's here? Any interesting wisdom or insight that I missed? Live event. See, this is the issue. I scheduled this live event thing for exactly the right time. And now it's saying I scheduled it for 9 minutes from now, which I did not do. Oh, whoops. That was a mistake. There we go. We got it. So, can't do that anymore because it doesn't actually schedule it when I ask. So, that's not going to work. The guitar in the background looks like a guitar you actually play. It is a guitar we actually play. We play it every night with the kids. So we do a nightly devotion with our children where we like sing worship and stuff. So that's mainly the time it gets used. I'm not an excellent guitar player by any means, but we have a good time. We have fun. I highly encourage you guys, if you have kids, to do like a nightly time of like what we used to do is just sing. Like we wouldn't do a guitar thing, but at least singing with your kids and reading the Bible, even if it's like we do like a portion of a chapter of the Bible at this point with how young some of the kids are. But it is huge, man. Like the concept of showcasing. Yep, this is where we're at. Okay, the concept of showcasing to your children that we actually believe this thing. Yeah, it's for worship. We actually believe this, like we believe what we say we're here for, and we truly follow it, we truly obey it. It's like so big for our kids. That's the other thing is I think at points of seeing us in church worshiping as well in front of other people, so that they can see, hey, like we're actually on board with this, we actually believe it, we actually are sold out for Jesus. It is so important for our kids to see that. Because otherwise, like, it can be very confusing what our actual, like, allegiance is to, you know? If we say, hey, we follow Jesus and, yeah, we'll go to church or whatever, but then they don't see that anywhere else in our life, that is something that can be, hey, look at this. It could just be drastically confusing. And that's why we, like, my wife and I have just set an expectation that, hey, we're going to every single day, like so far the last couple of weeks we've been pulling out the guitar. That's been a newer thing. But every day we're going to sit down with the kids before we go to bed at night. We're going to read together, pray together, and sing together, and showcase that we actually believe in like what we're saying we believe in with Jesus. What do I do here? Getting a family, easier said than done. Yeah, it can be. Can be, for sure. I've been very, very blessed. I used to think that nobody would ever want me, so I've had that before. You got to go fight them, dude. All right. Good. Oh man, they're breaking those things down. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna die. Yep, I died. Respect, man. I'm not a Christian. I was in training to be a priest for a week last year, just to learn some stuff about the Bible and Jesus. Cool, man. T-Roy, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the encouragement. I'm a guitarist, though. That's sweet, dude. Are you really from Denmark, Anton? Anton from Denmark? Nice try. Oh, this is where the fog wall is? Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm just about to die. I'm just about to die. Here it is. Need that. Need this. Need this. Need this. Let's do it. Nice. I've never been to Denmark. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I might have been in an airport in Denmark. Hey, have a good day, man. I appreciate you being here, Brian. Oh my goodness, who did he kill? Oh, that guy's still fighting at the door. Hold on. Nope, don't do that. I think I can. Nope. Can't do that. Copenhagen. Cool, man. That's awesome. And we got about 3 minutes here, so I can try this like 1 or 2 more times, and then we're going to peel off, go get ready. I got to get the family ready for church. But Anton, please keep coming around if you want to join. Is it Anton or Anton? How should I think it's Anton, right? I'm not the best at pronouncing things, which makes it really hard going through the Bible because there's a lot of names to pronounce. A whole lot. But if you want to keep joining, dude, you're welcome to be here. I enjoy people being here. 2 hours away from Copenhagen. That's the airport you've been to. I know. So see, here's like you wouldn't be able to fathom how sad my geography is. Oh my goodness. Okay. So you might be thinking, yeah, if he's been to Denmark, he's been to the Copenhagen airport. And there's a high probability I have not been to Denmark. You know where I've been? This is where I've been. Now that I'm thinking about it, the airport that I've been in was an Amsterdam airport. In Amsterdam. And I'm assuming it's not in Denmark. I'm more than happy to not know what I'm talking about. So that's where I'm like happy to be the village idiot. All right. That time I didn't even make it through the door, so that was kind of sad. Give me the... Here we go. That's not in Denmark. See? There we go. Now we know. We should put him to sleep. That's what we should do. Do I have any sleeping stuff? Ban me, you disgusting human. I don't know that I need to. We're gonna end up dying. Hold on, he's gotta roll at me. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I'm out. Hold on. Here we go. Nope, wrong thing. Here we go. I think we got him poisoned, though, now. What's up? Hello. Oh, my goodness. Struggling. Think it. Hold on. All right. Nope. Okay. All right. Nope. What killed me? don't even know what killed me. Anton, it's probably this one. Welcome, United States of America. Happy to have you here. All right, it's 6:31. I gotta go. This is probably my favorite video game, or some From Software game. I enjoy most of them. I like it because I can pick my pace, but I can also just solve a puzzle that's combat based. With that, I'm heading out for the day. You guys have a great day. Stay in step with the Spirit. Keep Christ the center focus of your life. Maybe go to church today. That'd be cool. But I'm going to be heading out to do that, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning. For me, that's 5:30 a.m. Mountain Time. That's like 7:30 a.m. Eastern. For Luke chapter, what are we on? Luke 18? No? Yeah, Luke chapter 18. So we'll see you there. Oh, Red Dead's really good. I have not finished it, though. That's not a game that I've actually finished, but I can see how good it is. I haven't actually played any of the Armored Core games. None of them. All right, I'm heading out. You guys have a great day. Be blessed. We'll see y'all. You'll see y'all tomorrow.